Hi guys, my name is GirlyRainbowVampire, and today I will be talking to you about the three characters in my drawing. Lately I've been listening to a lot of scary stories because one, it's October, and two, I just like scary stories. But a lot of the scary stories I'm hearing about, like ghosts or supernatural creatures, sound like sleep paralysis stories. Sleep paralysis, what I know is that it's something that happens where you're paralyzed and you're in a state between dreaming and being fully awake, to where you'll see things that aren't really there. They're kind of like from your dreams, but you'll see them in your room or in wherever you're sleeping. Now, after hearing these stories, I was inspired to draw my top 3 most memorable things I saw while I was during sleep paralysis. One of them is from when I was a kid, and the other 2 are from when I was older. One I was probably 17 or 16, and the other one I was already 18 or 19. No, I was probably 18. So let's start with the first one. With the first one, the little girl here, I was probably 7 or 8 years old. And this was my first sleep paralysis experience that I can remember. And nothing peculiar had happened that night. I just remember waking up and seeing her. And no, I heard her at first, and she asked me to come play with her. Since I was sleeping, I told her no. And I wasn't really afraid of her until after denying her every time she'd ask me to play, her voice changed to like this really deep man voice, and that is when I got scared of her. And I'm pretty sure it was probably like apparent that I was afraid, because once I was afraid, she laughed and ran into this upstairs room that was right next to my room, like the stairs that led up to that room right next to my room. So that's the first ever experience I had with sleep paralysis, and it was so frightening to me as a kid that I've never been able to forget what she looked like. And for a long time I also thought that she was a ghost, but after learning about sleep paralysis, I realized that that's probably what it was. Even though like that house that I had it in was really old, and I've actually asked aunts and uncles who lived there about it, and they said that they had seen her as well, but I doubt it. I feel like they were just saying that to scare me. So yeah, that's the first one. It's a little girl. I remember she was in a color palette of just grays and blacks, and she had black eyes. I think that was the scariest part of her. The next one I experienced when I was 17, 18, or 16. I hadn't hit the 18th year yet, so no, I was probably 17 or 16. Anyways, I was sharing a room with my twin sister at the time, and I remember it was just me in the room when this happened, and I took a nap. I didn't mean to, but I did, and I left the lights on. And then I remember waking up and seeing this like shadow thing. Like, it looked like a figure of a person or a man, but made of nothing but shadows and like wispy smoke-like shadows. And I remember I was really scared, and I don't know why, but I was really scared. And this one was very short. It lasted like less than 5 minutes, and then I was awake. But it was very scary, and I left the room until my sister got back into the room later on. Now the third one was the most recent, and this one happened after I moved into my own room away from my twin sister. And this one, I never even got to see a body. It was just a pair of arms or hands tapping against my window. That's what the sleep paralysis dream thing was. It was just these hands tapping against my window, and then suddenly they were covering my eyes so that I couldn't see anymore. And I remember in that sleep paralysis dream, I was able to call out for my sister. Well, at least I thought I was calling out for her, but of course, I wasn't really actually doing that in real life. And I remember in that dream, my sister would answer me, but after some point I realized it wasn't really her, because it just sounded too off to be her. So those are the top 3 sleep paralysis memories that I have. I know there were other times when I had sleep paralysis, but they weren't, I guess they weren't scary enough to be memorable. If you guys have any sleep paralysis stories you want to share with me, feel free to do it in the comments below. You can tell me the design if you want. I don't know if I'll draw it, but these are really fun to draw, and I really like getting spooked. I noticed most of the time sleep paralysis stories are of like shadow creatures. Honestly, yeah, they are pretty scary. Like looking back at the one I had, which was the like wispy smoke-like shadow, was pretty horrifying. So I understand why most sleep paralysis stories are like of shadow people. None of them really ever spoke to me except for the little girl one. The other two were just there. Well, the shadow one was just there, and the hand one, for some reason, tried to cover my eyes. It was really frightening. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Tune in next time. I'll catch you later, okay? Bye.